Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 431 Roosevelt Street here in Oregon City, located at the back of the home here, dropping into a backflow valve. So take note as to where this thing is. It's well hidden. So as you're facing the back of the home here, if you're going off the bricks in the patio, you know, you're like, what is that? It's about 3 feet in from this orientation and almost right up against the patio here. So we're dropping into 4-inch ABS. Waters are running. We're going to zero out and off we go. Okay, so this last bit of the line here, you've clearly been underwater. I've got a sink running right now. It's a fairly low volume. We're going to turn that off here for a minute. But what I'm running into right now looks like a piece of clay pipe. So I don't know if this is an issue with the city main. It's hard to tell what I'm looking at. The distance I am right now, this is about where I would expect to be hitting the main lateral. So this could be an offset at the transition or the connection onto the main here. I'm going to see if we can get a better view here in just a second. Alright, so where I'm situated right now is just before the line goes through the fence line. Got kind of a little garden box back here. Concrete retaining wall. My locator's right up against that retaining wall right now. So I have put a marking down there about 4 foot 10 inches deep approximately. And that joint there is so offset, I'm not sure I'll be able to jump it. And I'm looking, when you look down the alleyway out towards the road, which as you face the front of this house, it's the street to your right, you can see the manhole. The manhole looks like it's situated at least in the middle of the alleyway if it runs in a straight line. Yeah, my camera does not want to jump over that thing, unfortunately. My concern here with the amount of joint edge showing, this almost has the appearance that it's opened up to the ground, especially being clay pipe. You honestly can't get a great view of things here, but you've got about a 1.5 inch tall lip there. That flaky stuff in the line is rust scale. So what I would probably do here is at least to ask the city as to where their responsibility starts and stops. This got updated to a point right about where the end of the backyard is, but from that point on, it is looks like original clay pipe. And I wish I could tell you what the rest of the line looks like. I did also notice a joint back in here. It's the other reason I think that joint may be exposed to the ground. When you get that much offset, it's hard for things not to be that way. There's a joint back in the ABS here. It looks like it's allowing dirt through it. And here I'm about 4 foot 8 inches deep. And we're going to go past this joint here in just a moment. But when you get a piece of pipe settling down line, it can often torque on joints back behind it. Now this is the one here that I am referring to. And otherwise, it's an absolutely spotless clean line. There's nothing here obstructing flow that would create debris on the sidewall. And you can even see there's a gap between the pipe joints. So I think when that section of pipe settled, it pulled on this joint back in here. I'm not sure if that was a glued or fern coat joint, but it separated that joint there and exposed it to the ground in the process. Alright, so I've got these 2 spots here marked with green X's. You're going to see this one's kind of like right in the middle of the yard, about 4 foot 6, 4 foot 8 inches deep. And then when you get out there between about 33 and 37 feet where the line is bellied out and you've got that offset joint, the clay, you're at a very similar depth, around 4 foot 8 to 4 foot 10 inches deep there. These homeowners here have done a nice job at not dumping all their cooking oil and grease down the line. There was a little tiny bit back prior to the backflow valve, but otherwise, that's what makes that joint stand out so starkly. It'd be one thing if the line was gunked up with a bunch of buildup in it, but it's a very clean sewer line. Up until you get around that bellied area. The concern with the joint at 15 feet is hydro erosion issues. When dirt gets sucked to the pipe joint, it can erode the support out from underneath the sewer line and cause the line to settle, very similar to what happened out there around 37 feet. That joint there, I'm not sure if that was a compaction issue or if the joint is opened up, but is separated or is offset as that is. I would be very surprised if it wasn't exposed to the ground there. I just wish I could hop over it to see what the remaining clay looks like. That stuff was left in the ground for one of 2 reasons. Either the clay pipe is city responsibility, and or it still looked good back when the line was originally scoped. And clay that the joints hold up on will often last for a very long time. 100 years is not even unusual for clay, as long as the joints hold up. So anyway, those are spots where I'd recommend correction. The joint at 15 feet right now is not affecting flow. The concern is in time it can. It's also keeps the line exposed to the ground where roots can get in. The joint out there at 37 feet in the belly is from a flow standpoint, it's a bigger concern. You've got a lot of standing water and a lip for things to run into there. I would at least put a call into the city to find out if they take responsibility at any point in the sewer line from that clay section on to see if that falls into their territory.